the world of hip-hop just stopped breathing. We've all seen the bone-chilling security footage, the black SUV boxed in, the sudden erupting flash of muzzles, and a rain of lead that left the biggest superstar on the planet fighting for his life. But while the internet was busy posting RIP hashtags, NBA YoungBoy's mother, Sharonda Golden, was watching a different version of that tape, one the industry tried to burn. She didn't just break her silence, she declared an all-out war. In a leaked, tear-choked audio clip that is currently melting servers across the globe, Sharonda screams, "They thought they could bury my son in the dirt, but they forgot he's a seed, and I'm the one who planted him." Tonight, we aren't just talking about a shootout. We are exposing the Judas in his inner circle, a multi-million-dollar corporate hit list, and the terrifying reason why Sharonda says the shooters weren't from the streets. They were sent by the boardroom. Stay tuned, because the final 30 seconds of that viral footage contains a secret that will change the rap game forever. You are not ready for this. To understand why the world is shaking right now, you have to understand the blood-soaked history of Baton Rouge's favorite son. NBA YoungBoy, or Kentrell Golden, isn't just a rapper. He is a walking lightning rod for chaos. For years, the industry has watched as he survived ambush after ambush, from the grit of Louisiana to the high-stakes shadows of Los Angeles. He is a $100 million mogul who moves like a ghost, but even ghosts leave a trail. The inevitability of this explosion was written in the stars long ago. The history between YoungBoy and the music industry is a graveyard of broken alliances and blood-for-beats contracts. While the world sees a superstar with billions of streams, Sharonda Golden sees a target on her son's back that has been growing larger with every #1 album. Sources close to the Golden family, insiders who are too terrified to show their faces, claim that for the last 6 months, the atmosphere inside the NBA camp had turned toxic. Reports are now surfacing about black envelopes being delivered to YoungBoy's high-security residence. No return address. No ransom note. Just high-resolution photos of his children and a single date, February 22nd, 2026. He knew someone was coming. The industry knew someone was coming. But nobody expected the sheer brutality of the footage that leaked 2 nights ago. This brings us to the woman at the center of the storm, Sharonda Golden. She isn't just a mother. She's the original soldier. She's the one who watched Kentrell transform from a juvenile delinquent into a global phenomenon, all while dodging the very people who claim to be his brothers. Sharonda has always been the gatekeeper, but even she couldn't stop the snake that had already crawled into the inner circle. The shootout that took place outside that ghost studio in Atlanta wasn't just a random act of street violence. Our leaked reports suggest that the location was a secret known only to 5 people. Only 5. Yet, the shooters were positioned with military precision, waiting in the shadows for the exact second the security gates opened. This was a calculated execution attempt that had "inside job" written all over it in permanent marker. Why now? Why this year? Because in 2026, the power dynamic has shifted. YoungBoy was reportedly preparing to leave his major label to go completely independent, a move that would have cost the corporate giants hundreds of millions in future revenue. As Sharonda hinted in her emotional tell-all, they don't want his music anymore. They want his soul, because his soul is where the money is. The stage is set, the players are in position, and the betrayal is deeper than anyone dared to imagine. The air in Atlanta on that fateful night was thick, heavy with a silence that felt like a warning. It was 3:14 a.m. NBA YoungBoy was exiting a ghost studio, a facility so deep in the industrial shadows it doesn't even have a pin on a map. He wasn't there to party. He was there to finish the final track of his independence. But as the heavy steel doors groaned open, the darkness outside didn't just hide the shadows. It hid a death trap. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by the screech of tires. 3 charcoal black SUVs boxed in YoungBoy's vehicle with the precision of a tactical unit. This wasn't a drive-by. This was a siege. According to a leaked police report we've obtained from an unnamed whistleblower, over 140 rounds were fired in less than 60 seconds. The sheer volume of gunfire was enough to level a small building. Muzzle flashes lit up the night like a demonic strobe light, and the screams, the screams, were drowned out by the thunder of automatic weapons. But here is where the story takes its first devastating, blood-chilling turn. While the internet was busy speculating about rival gangs, Sharonda Galden was at an undisclosed location, clutching a tablet, viewing the unedited, high-definition drone footage that the public hasn't seen. And what she saw made her heart stop. The security cameras at the studio, top-tier, military-grade surveillance, had been remotely disabled exactly 5 minutes before the first shot was fired. This wasn't a glitch. It was a shutdown. And the IP address used to kill those cameras? It was traced back to a private laptop registered inside YoungBoy's own management office. Sharonda didn't wait for the police. She went live on a burner Instagram account, her face partially obscured by a black veil, her voice trembling with a mix of grief and a cold, murderous rage that sent shivers down the spines of 400,000 live viewers. "I see you," she whispered, her eyes burning through the screen. "I see the faces behind the masks in that video. And one of them I fed at my own table. One of them grew up in my own house." The internet exploded. "Who is the snake?" became the only question on everyone's lips. Fans began deep diving into the footage, slowing it down frame by frame, pixel by pixel. And that's when the first leaked, high-res still from the shootout started making the rounds on the dark web. In the image, as one of the gunmen reloads, his mask partially slips due to the recoil. The birthmark on the side of that shooter's neck is unmistakable. It belongs to the right hand, the man YoungBoy trusted with his life, his money, and his children's safety. This person wasn't just an employee. He was family. He was the one who had coordinated the security for that night. He was the one who had insisted YoungBoy go to the studio at 3 a.m. The betrayal hit the culture like a sledgehammer. This wasn't just a shootout. It was a Judas moment. The deadly shootout was a setup from the inside. But as shocking as this inside man revelation is, it pales in comparison to the blood contract Sharonda found in her son's private safe later that night. A safe that contained a legal document YB had signed only 3 days prior. A document that changes the motive from street beef to a multi-million-dollar corporate execution. The first twist is out. YoungBoy wasn't hunted by his enemies. He was sold by his brothers. But as Sharonda clutched that document, she realized that Judas was just a pawn. The real kingpin wasn't wearing a hoodie. They were wearing a 3-piece suit in a Manhattan skyscraper. As the news of the internal betrayal spread like wildfire, the hip-hop world descended into a state of digital anarchy. The right hand was being hunted by the internet, but Sharonda Galden wasn't done. Dropping bombs. She was just getting warmed up. While the streets were calling for blood, Sharonda dropped a second bombshell that has effectively paralyzed every major record label in the country. She revealed that the shootout was never about street credit or a neighborhood grudge. She claimed to have physical evidence, a digital paper trail, of a $250 million life insurance policy taken out on Cantrell Galden by a shadowy shell company just weeks before the ambush. The beneficiary? A holding company owned by a silent partner sitting on the board of a global music conglomerate. "They don't want his music anymore," Sharonda's voice echoed in a chilling new voice note sent to the world's biggest bloggers. "They want his catalog. He's worth more to them dead than alive. They tried to turn my son into a corporate life insurance claim." But then came the reveal that literally broke the internet. As the deadly shootout footage was being analyzed frame by frame by forensic experts, a shocking discrepancy emerged. In the video, as the target is being fired upon, the person in the SUV, the one the world thought was NBA YoungBoy, moves with a strange, calculated stillness. Sharonda, with a haunting smile on her face during her latest stream, dropped the ultimate twist. "You thought you saw my son bleed? You saw what we wanted you to see." It turns out NBA YoungBoy wasn't even in Atlanta that night. The person in that SUV, the one who took the brunt of the midnight massacre, was a decoy. A professional body double hired weeks in advance after YoungBoy and his mother intercepted a leaked memo from the very label that was supposed to be protecting him. The deadly shootout was a countertrap, a master gambit set by the Galden family to catch the traitors in the act. YoungBoy has been underground for weeks, moving like a phantom while his enemies revealed their hand, thinking they had finally finished him. But the escalation didn't stop at the decoy reveal. The cliffhanger that has everyone screaming? The person acting as the decoy, the one who actually took a non-fatal hit during the ambush, is someone the world knows very well. A person who is supposed to be YoungBoy's biggest rival. If the decoy and the target are now working together, it means the rap war was a distraction for a much larger industry war. As the 24-hour deadline for the executive to come forward approaches, the industry is in a panic. Sharonda has the audio, she has the blood contract, and now she has the living proof that the hit was ordered from a corner office. The question isn't whether YoungBoy is alive. The question is, who is currently standing in the room with him, helping him plan the ultimate retaliation? The digital world is currently a fractured mirror, reflecting a level of chaos we haven't seen since the 90s. Within minutes of the decoy reveal, social media didn't just explode. It went into a full-scale meltdown. The hashtag YBBetter cult-like fanbase, millions strong and famously aggressive, has transformed into a digital militia. They are doxing anyone they suspect of being the Judas, flooding the comment sections of every major rapper and label executive with a single, haunting word: exposed. But on the other side of the screen, the industry skeptics are fueled by a different kind of fire. They're calling this the greatest hoax in rap history, a marketing stunt designed to skyrocket YoungBoy's independence. But the bullet holes in that SUV aren't props, and the terror in the eyes of the bystanders wasn't scripted. The division is so deep it sparked a civil war in the culture. Behind the closed doors of Manhattan skyscrapers, the reaction is pure, unadulterated panic. Two major label CEOs reportedly held an emergency war room meeting this morning, and the rumors are terrifying. They aren't just worried about a lawsuit, they're worried about a total industry collapse. If Sharonda releases the audio that identifies a board member as a co-conspirator in a corporate execution, the music industry won't just face a scandal, it will face a criminal RICO case that could take down the biggest names in the business. A famous West Coast legend went on live, visibly shaken, saying, "I've been in this game 30 years. I've seen beef, I've seen street wars, but I've never seen a mother pull the curtain back on the boardroom like this. We're all just livestock to these people." That clip alone garnered 10 million views in 2 hours, sparking a massive exit the labels movement among younger artists. Meanwhile, the streets are on edge. In Atlanta, Houston, and Baton Rouge, safe zones have been declared by local leaders as rival fanbases clash over the decoy theory. One side claims YoungBoy is a genius. The other claims he's playing with fire that will eventually consume him. The division isn't just online anymore, it's physical. Sharonda's silence breaking hasn't just fueled a debate, it's birthed a revolution. As the 24-hour deadline for the secret executive to come forward ticks down to the final seconds, the stock prices of major entertainment conglomerates are reportedly dipping. The world is watching, the fans are screaming, and the industry is sweating through its expensive suits. The question isn't who fired the shots anymore, it's who survives the truth. We are down to the final seconds. The 24-hour deadline has expired, and Sharonda Golden just posted a single, haunting image on her Instagram story that has sent the world into a state of cardiac arrest. It's a photo of a heartbeat monitor from a high-security private wing of a hospital. But the name on the patient's wristband isn't Kentrell Golden. It's a name that has been redacted, but the first 3 letters are visible. Mar. The internet is losing its mind. Who is Mar? Is it a secret ally? Is it the rival everyone has been blaming? Or is it, and this is where it gets terrifying, is it the shooter himself, caught by YoungBoy's team and kept alive for a confession? But the real shocker? A leaked surveillance clip from the hospital's underground parking garage shows Sharonda walking out with a man whose face is hidden under a deep hoodie. The man walks with that unmistakable, defiant Atlanta to Baton Rouge swagger. As he reaches the car, he looks directly into the hidden camera and pulls the hoodie down for just half a second. It's him. YoungBoy is alive, but he isn't smiling. He looks like a man who has just come back from the dead to collect souls. The deadly shootout wasn't just a trap. It was a fake-out to see which executives would start liquidating his assets the moment they thought he was gone. And the cliffhanger that will haunt your dreams? Sharonda's final post before her entire account went dark was a picture of a federal subpoena with the logo of the Department of Justice. The war isn't just with the industry anymore. The feds are now involved, and they aren't coming for young boy. They're coming for the boardroom. The clock hit 0. Sharonda's voice whispered in the final seconds of her last live. Now, the lights go out for everyone. Who is the secret executive about to be cuffed? And what did the shooter, Mar, reveal before the feds took him? The world is in the dark, and the dawn is going to be bloody. This is no longer just a rap beef. It's a battle for the soul of the culture. Is NBA YoungBoy the ultimate mastermind who just outplayed the entire industry? Or has Sharonda Golden opened a door that can never be closed? I need to hear from the YB faithful. Who do you think Mar is? Is it a betrayal from within? Or is a major rival about to be exposed? Drop your theories in the comments now. I'm reading every single one to see who cracks the code first. If you're Team YB, smash that like button. If you think the industry is about to collapse, hit subscribe and turn on all notifications. The midnight reveal is coming, and you do not want to be the only one left in the dark. See you in the next update.